All right. Now, in this part, we're going to integrate our ultrasound sensor, our servo motor, and our DC motor. So three things. They will be connected to the board that we have created here. And it's interesting because if you see in a certain analogy, these sensors are the servo motor and this ultrasound sensor that we have put together. It's more like an eye of the device, and motor is more like a leg. So in a certain way of seeing, you're connecting all these sensors so that sensor can be read and the car can move. All right. Now if you have already worked with the motor shield, then you will know the various channels and pin layout. I'll not dwell too deeper into it, but yes, I'll leave some references in the blog about it. But whatever I will encounter, I'll try and inform those things to you so that it's easy for you as you try things out. So our step number one would be that let's probably start with the easiest part. The easiest part, other parts are not difficult, but it's so easily in front of me. So I'm using a small breadboard over here with the DC motors. So I'm taking the first DC motor and I'm connecting the 2 points to the breadboard on one side. Similarly, the other DC motor, I'm using the other quarter, and connection has been made like this. Now the reason I'm using a breadboard is that it's not a mandatory component, it's optional. But with motors, sometimes you have to reverse the direction because sometimes you will not know easily that which direction it is spinning. So in that case, if I have a breadboard, then I can just swap the jumpers and things will go in the right place. Otherwise, it's a guesswork. Now what I'm doing is I'm connecting my motor driver's channel M3 and M4 pins to these motors. So for my convenience, I have actually marked it. So this left motor is connected to M4 channel. So what I'll do, I will look for M4 pin, and the M4 pins will go to this. In my case, there's a black and a green wire, which is M4. So let me see where it is. So my M4 wires, yeah, so I'm using this black and white. I will connect it with this part, the left side, left motor that is connected with M4. The channel M3, the channel 3 is connected with the right side. And we will also double check it after making the breadboard connections. So see, I've made these connections, and again showing you that this particular thing that you see here for me is M4, this white and the black wire you see. And if you see this white and black, it connects to this green and black wire. And if I turn it around, and you need to trust me because it may not be very visible to you, the M4 motor is actually green and black. Yes, so my connections are done. Only thing I may need to do is I may have to swap these wires in case I find that one of the wheels is turning in the other direction in the forward motion. Then I'll have to swap it. We'll see it when we reach there. So good. So motor part is done. Now let's pick up the servo motor. Servo motor is a 3-pin entity. There is a ground and VCC and a third pin. Now, if you're using the motor shield, close to the M1 and M2 channel, you have these set of pins, 3 pins, a pair of 2, and these are for your servo motor. There are 2 channels for servo motor. The one on the boundary is mapped with pin number 10, and the one which is inside is mapped with pin number 9 of your Arduino Uno digital pin. And the way you need to connect it is that just remember that this is a brown pin. If you see, there's a brown, the central red, and the third one. The brown is your ground pin or the minus pin. So you need to connect such a way that the brown pin is on the minus side, which is this. For me, it is the outside. So this, the wire on the outmost boundary is the servo channel that I'm connecting it to. So my servo is all good now. All right. So there was a servo channel and we nicely plugged this thing. Now let's take care of the sensor. Sensor is a 4-pin animal. And if in this sensor, you can see that it mentions all the, various pins. So there is a echo, there's a trigger, and there is a VCC and ground. So let's start with the easiest ones. It's always VCC and ground. So in this case, VCC has been marked with the brown color wire and the ground is the yellow wire. So I'll pick up the ground wire, and again on the motor shield, you have these extra pins available. So there's a ground pin over here, which is available to me, and I'm gonna be connecting to that, the yellow one and the brown one. And by the way, these colors may vary for you because this is a general, wires that I've used. So don't read into the colors too much. Your colors may be different. So read your sensor and then, make the connection. And this brown one for me was 5 volts. So I, or the VCC, I'll connect it there. Now I'm left with echo and trigger. So in the circuit, the sketch file that I've created, I'm actually hooking the trigger pin to pin number 9 of Arduino board. Now pin number 9 may not be visible and available to you unless until you are using this bridge, so that's the reason I use this bridge. But there's another hack, for the motor shield that we are using, since I'm only using one servo motor, so there's one channel available, and in that channel there is this pin which represents pin number 9. That is where I'm going to hook this red wire to. So that's in a way I'm connecting to the digital 9 pin of Arduino. And then you have this last one, which is the I guess the echo pin, which is orange in color, and it goes to pin number 13. Now there are two ways to do it. In your board, you will see this pin number 13, and then you may have to extend it by soldering minutely, a small pin on pin number 13 and extending. So that is one of the method I used, but it is, it's possible to easily solder it. But I saw that many a times this pin broke off because it's a little mechanical circuit. Unless until you have really packaged it well, you will have trouble. So that is where the biggest value for this extension line that I've is because I could easily connect my pin number 13 of Arduino to my sensor. And here how I did was I counted from 0 up to 13. And if you see in this particular card, it is basically set of 6. So 6, 6, and 6. So 18 points are there. And so I counted till the 14th pin. So remember, 13th will not be the 13th, but the 14th pin over here. So 6 plus 6 plus 2. So in the third slab, the second wire is where I put my power connection. Now, while I'm assembling it and I've reached the end of assembling all this thing, a comment I will make. Initially, I started the car with 4 DC motors, and I learned very quickly that it was a huge drain to drive those 4. The car would not move, and that a lot of things I learned about the motor drivers. But what I settled to was that rather than making a very elaborate 4-wheel setup, it's better to drive 2-wheel, and that is where the caster wheel came in. Okay, so I'll end this part by just talking about the supply. So the next part will connect the supply and we'll hook in the actual Arduino code, and there'll be a lot of fun. Let's see how the car moves then.